And we're live. Good morning, everybody. Aloha. I'm Jamie Prem, and I am not Reverend Rita nor Reverend Patrick, who are on a much well-deserved vacation. So send them love on their journey on the mainland. And welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Kaua'i, where we practice the science of mind, which just says we're all one. One with God, with the universe, whatever you choose to call it, we are one. And we have all of the powers and all of the love and access to everything that entails. So what you think, you create. And welcome. So who's here for the very first time? I know we have some shells out there. All right, we have a few people here for the very first time. Beautiful. Well, we know something about you. And everybody, let's tell them what we know. You are magnificent. That's right. And why do we know this about them? Because we know this about ourselves. So go ahead and put your hand on your heart and say it with me. I am magnificent. And everybody online who's joining us on the live stream, turn to the back. You are magnificent. And please go ahead and tell anybody around you. Go ahead and exchange. Let someone you know. And you are magnificent, and you are magnificent, and you, and you, and you. And we have Jeremy and Amy Brown here who's going to sing our opening song.
I give thanks for life, from my roots up to my crown.
I give thanks for the love that's within and all around.
And I give thanks for the rain, sacred waters of rebirth.
I give thanks for the sun always shining on the earth.
I give thanks for I am a conscious co-creator. I give thanks for I am my own liberator. I give thanks for you, you who shine so true. Aloha, I honor the divinity in you. You know this part. Mahalo ke akua, mahalo nui loa, mahalo ka honua, me ke kai me ka makani a me ka ua. I give thanks for we are the conscious co-creators. I give thanks for we are our own liberators. I give thanks for you, you who shine so true. Aloha, I honor the divinity in you.
All right. And I know that right here, right now, the power and presence of Spirit is each and every person in this room. It flows in and through our words, our thoughts, our lives. It is beautiful. It goes out and it blesses. I know that this service is blessed. It is an exchange of absolute beautiful love and wisdom and power, and I'm so grateful for it. And I know I let it go and I let it be, and I just bless it, and I know it goes out to this world. And so it is.
You who shine so true. Aloha, I honor the divinity in you. Mahalo ke akua, mahalo nui loa, mahalo ka honua, me ke kai me ka makani a me ka ua. I give thanks for we are the conscious co-creators. I give thanks for we are our own liberators. I give thanks for you, you who shine so true. Aloha, I honor the divinity in you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Amy. And at this time, I am so proud to introduce DJ Star, who will be leading us in our peaceful meditation and treatment.
Thank you.
While Jonathan plays the beautiful sound bowls. Thank you, Jonathan.
I invite you to take a deep breath, and you are welcome to keep your eyes open, or if you want to center and close them, it's up to you. And do you know where the phrase is? Are we supposed to do the phrase first, or just the? No, that's after. Okay. So, and it's 2 minutes, right? We're going to take a 2-minute time of centering and meditation. And as we slowly come back and focus on peace, we have a new peace lantern here, and that we bring that peace from within and bring it into our homes and our lives and into the world, and bless the world with peace. And everyone, peace is a birthright for everyone, and we are blessed to have peace in our hearts, and with that peace we emanate it and touch the lives of others with it, and move through life in a peaceful way. And I'm grateful for this time of peace, focus on peace, and for being in a place with lots of others in the energy of peace. And I release my word as law, and so it is. Which one next?
E malama I ka heia, e malama I ka heia, e malama pono I ka heia, e malama I ka heia, e malama I ka heia. E malama pono I ka heia, earth and sky, sea and storm, hold this land in sacredness. sea and stone. Hold this land in sacredness. Imalama ikaheya, Imalama ikaheya, Imalama pono
This land in
Imalama ikaheya, Imalama ikaheya, Imalama pono ikaheya. Hold this land in sacredness. Hold this land in sacredness.
Beautiful, just beautiful. Thank you both. At this time, I'd like to invite DJ back up. You're welcome to take the podium for that wonderful time at service that everybody waits for. It's Stump the Practitioner Intern. And we have a new theme of the month, as today is May 1st, so it's a new month, new theme. And the theme of the month is allowing. So DJ, if you want to tell us, at some point in your life, what the meaning of allowing is for you.
Well, allow the microphone to be turned on. When I did a workshop many, many years ago, 40-something years ago, the leaders of the workshop all kind of get to know you, and then they're like, oh, I know what this person really needs. And my motto that they gave me was sweet, sweet surrender. Because being a Virgo, sun, moon, rising, 8 planets in Virgo, I had control issues.
I know a little bit about that.
Yeah,
Side.
trying to make everything perfect. And so there was a big switch in my life when I realized everything was perfect. And it was just a matter of me allowing myself to receive that and to, surrender to what is, not in a defeatist point of view, but just in a receiving and allowing point of view. So that it still, comes up, but that commitment to allowing has been really valuable for me. So
That's perfect. I definitely could use that in my life too. So thank you so much for sharing that, DJ. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then if you would like to lead us in our affirmation for this month.
Okay. So oh, all right. So the affirmation, I'll go ahead and say it once first, right? And then we'll go through and we'll say it together. I allow the universal power to live as me.
I allow the universal power to live as me. I allow the universal power to live as me. Beautiful. And so it is.
And so it is.
Yes. Thank you so much, DJ. Yeah. Thank you. And at this time, Jeremy and Ibi will be sharing with us a special song. Thank you.
Okay, I'm super excited to share this new song with you guys. I wrote it over the last week and a half. And still working on the title of it. It might be called The Goal, or maybe The Key, or maybe just Staying Young. And the song came to me as I was came back from a body surfing session down at Allerton's in the ocean, and I was like, "Oh, this will help keep me young." And Amy's gonna scroll through the lyrics just so I don't forget any. You guys having a nice Sunday morning so far?
All right.
Playing a new song on your favorite old guitar. Body surfing in sunsets of gold. Riding high through the mountains, misty coolness, staying young while getting older's the goal. A simple call to your family or friend keeps you moving through life's every bend. Never stop your learning on this great journey, staying young while getting older's the trend. You might be setting ways like the great canyons deep, but you keep on growing with fullness of soul. And you can see forever the vast horizon, staying young while getting older's the goal. In those youthful days, you so long to be older, to get to where you're going seems so far away. But if you knew what you know now, then you would see staying young while getting older's the key. Staying young while getting older's the key. Playing a new song on your favorite old guitar. Body surfing in sunsets of gold. Riding high through the mountains, misty coolness, staying young while getting older's the goal. Staying young while getting older's the goal. Staying young while getting older's the goal.
Woohoo!
Hey, thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you both so much. I know I could definitely keep that in mind, and I aspire to the way that a lot of our congregation has stayed young while getting older. So thank you all so much. At this time, I'd like to introduce a woman who needs no introduction, the amazing, wonderful Reverend Dr. Peggy Price, up to speak and share her mana'o.
Thank you. Good morning. Staying young while getting older is the goal. Man, that is a great line.
Thanks.
Thank you. That's really a super song. And I know Don's sitting in the back, and I can tell you right now, he likes that song. I don't even have to ask him. Oh, gosh, it's really good to be here with you all today. I just want to start off by, first of all, being so grateful that Reverend Patrick and Reverend Rita gave me this opportunity to share with you today. I'm so glad they're on vacation. I wish they'd take a month off because they deserve it. They have worked so hard. And the other thing I want to acknowledge our wonderful brand new almost practitioners to get up here and do that. That takes guts, but you're both doing great. Keep at it. So, and I think one of the things that I was thinking about on the way here this morning is that the signs of a flourishing, healthy church are everywhere, or I should say center. You don't have to call it a church if you don't want to, but whatever. But we have babies and children. We have a growing community. We have new practitioners that have just graduated. We have a solid core of supporters. This is a very healthy, flourishing, thriving community. And Reverend Rita and Patrick deserve a lot of credit, as do others, for this beautiful community. So I've been so proud to be part of it over these last 4 years. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, that over the last year, I have probably lost 40% of my vision. I'm no longer able to drive a car. The printed word is very hard for me to see anymore unless I'm looking at my computer screen. I can enlarge the words. I'm going through a very difficult time, learning to adjust to something that, of course, is totally unwelcome, and really looking at both the possibility of a miracle and also looking at the fact that I have to face up to the fact that I'm going to need to learn new skills, and I need to have a lot more medical support around me to help me as I move through this and possibly find a breakthrough somewhere. So Don and I have chosen to move back to the mainland. We will be here till probably the middle to end of June. For all of you friends that kept affirming that we would have multiple offers at higher than our asking price, it worked. Our home is sold to a wonderful young family, and we're really happy that somebody who has little kids are going to enjoy our home. So there's good in it, and there's also a lot of letting go and sorrow. So the word allow for me right now is a big one. Because there's a part of my life experience which, like you, to surrender. I'm a Leo. I can run anything, man. But somehow there are some detours. But as I thought about today, and I thought about, well, what can I talk about where I don't need notes, and where I could share something that was important to me. And I started thinking about this about a month ago. And one night, in the middle of the night, I woke up to talk about this. So I thought, okay, all right, I got it. And so I thought I would share an experience I had in around 2013 when Don and I were on the island of Molokai, and Don was attending a music retreat at this beautiful ranch owned by the Cook family, kind of up Mauka on Molokai. And so every day while they were in their classes, we had classes, those of us that were there as the other half. We were getting classes in how to make feather lei. We were getting classes in all kinds of Hawaiian crafts. And one day was just a free day, so I decided to go for a walk because one of my bucket list goals was to take the mule ride from the top of the mountain down to Kalaupapa. And so I walked up to talk to the people up there to see about if I could get on to, one of the rides. And I get up there, and this old, wizened guy starts telling me his name is Buzzy. He's a real old Missouri mule skinner, a real one. He's telling me all about the ride, and he says, do you pray? I said, yeah, I pray a lot. I didn't tell him I was a minister. He said, well, you better pray. He said, because you're going to need it, because these animals know if you're scared. Okay. So I went on up to the overlook where you take this trail down, and it's a 1,700-foot drop down to Kalaupapa, and it's a very steep cliff, and it's a narrow trail with 26 switchbacks. It's 2.5 miles to the bottom on that trail. It's not exactly what you'd call a risk-free ride. But I looked at it and I thought, by golly, I'm going to do this. This is just one of those things, like when I went ziplining for the first time. It's just like, okay, this is it. I'm tough. I can do it. So the next morning, bright and early, I'm up there and we're getting all saddled up, and I end up to be one of the ones farthest back in the line, and I thought, this is good, because if anything happens, it may happen ahead of me, and I'll be okay, right? How our minds work when we're going. So when I'm getting on the mule, I ask the young guy that's helping me get on, what's his name? And he says, Buck. And I laughed nervously. He said, no, really, it's Pukalani. I said, what does that mean? He says, twilight. Well, I looked it up later. Actually, it means window, but I'll take it. So Pukalani and I were buddies for the day. And so we proceeded to go over to the drop-off and start down the mountain. And before I go any farther with that part of the story, because I want to tell you what I learned from that mule, I want to tell you about Kalaupapa. I know a lot of you probably do know what it is, but it is an area on the island of Molokai where during the middle 1800s there was a terrible outbreak of Hansen's disease, primarily in Oahu, but on some of the other islands as well. Hansen's disease is also known as leprosy. And so there was this outbreak where they had to separate people apart from other people. Does that sound familiar? But what they did was basically they threw them into a kind of prison, and then they would load them on boats and take them to the island of Molokai, to Kalaupapa, which is isolated, which is off by itself, which is desolate, and leave them there to just survive with nothing, really. They shipped some supplies, I suppose. Sometimes the people were even left off out in the water and would have to swim in. And so in those horrible conditions, these people who had normal lives up until that time, people like you and me and others, suddenly found themselves in this horrible situation. Well, a priest on the island of Hawaii, Father Damien, heard about this, and he decided that he would go there and help these people, which he did. Father Damien was part of a diocese in Belgium. He was a Belgian priest. And so he had to do everything through his bishop in Belgium. Now, Donna and I recently mailed a letter to the mainland that took 11 days. Can you imagine what it took to mail a letter to Belgium to ask the bishop for help, for supplies, for money, for support? But that's how he had to do it. And when he got there, he saw that part of the problem these people had, aside from the fact that they were living in crude lean-tos and almost like animals trying to survive on fish and whatever they could grow in this terrible soil, and there was no potable water except up on the mountain. And so these people who were already in a terrible state would have to climb up there to get the water to bring it back. First thing he did was build a wooden aqueduct from the mountain down to the people so that they would have water. By himself, I mean, with his own hands. I don't know how he milled the lumber or anything else, but that's what he did. He had such a deep faith and had such a deep willingness to be of service to these people. He helped them build their houses. He helped them grow their crops now that they had water. He moved them to a better area on this peninsula where the weather was just a little bit better. He built a chapel. And when he built the chapel, I don't know how he got the paint, but he painted the inside to feel like heaven. So the walls inside the chapel are really beautiful blue, and the ceiling is deeper blue with stars all over it. When I walked in, I started crying because I just felt the compassion and the love this man had for his people. He also saw that women were in a very vulnerable state if they weren't married, and so he called upon another person, Mother Mary Ann, who also came to the island, and she had houses built for the women. She put them in a compound. She created a school so that they would be educated. Both of them gave dignity back to people who had been treated as though they were just cast-offs. There's a lot more to that story. It's a powerful story. Father Damien was there for 16 years. And during those 16 years, there were only 6 years when any other priests came to help him. So he was there with Mother Mary Ann. And at the end of his life, she was with him as he moved on into his next experience. And I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end. But I want to get back to something a little more lighthearted, and that's my friend Pukalani, or Twilight, or whatever you want to call him. So as we're going down the mountain, my first thought was, geez, this is a really narrow trail. It's like 4 feet wide here. And then there's that down there. Well, you don't want to look down, right? That was kind of lesson number 1. Don't look down. And as we're going to the first switchback, I thought, I'm going to do what I do on roller coasters, close my eyes. and the mule made the switchback. And then I began to remember my grandfather, who was from Missouri, who had mules, who told me these are the most sure-footed animals next to mountain goats. So I thought, okay, I can trust my mule. I also decided in that moment that the lead mule was named Spirit. I decided that if Spirit was in charge, Spirit was leading, everything would be okay. So I just in my mind decided that was Spirit. So we were Spirit-led on the way down the mountain. One of the things we were told as we were saddling up is when you're going downhill, you lean back in the saddle to balance so that you don't lose your balance and possibly fall off, which would not be a good idea. And so we leaned back. Well, from that I thought, leaning back when you're going downhill, when life is good and you're coasting, that's really a great way to enjoy life. Lean back, enjoy it, right? And enjoy the ride. Well, every now and again, my mule would just suddenly stop. And his ears would go back and forth. And I thought, well, what is he doing now? Well, what he was doing was taking stock of where he was and looking around and listening for cues. And I thought, isn't that also like life? And then I remembered a quote from Eckhart Tolle that I had found at one point, and I can't quote it exactly, but he said, throughout life, we must take the time to not only consider what is going on in the outer, but to stop and listen to the inner for guidance as we go along our way, to check that where we are is where we want to go. Now, that's not exactly how he said it, but that's how I get it in my head. And I thought, another lesson from the mule, right? To take time, to listen, to pay attention, to look where you are. So we made it down the mountain, and the mules got some good food, so they were really happy. And we got some lunch because the last mule in our train, which was about 2 behind me, was named Lunchbox for obvious reasons. And then we had more of a tour of the property at Kalaupapa itself, and got to see for ourselves this beautiful chapel. He also built another chapel as well. There was a hospital there. There are still, at that time in 2013, there were still 17 people living there who had chosen to stay, even though now there was medication, and because they had just advanced too far to where they did not want to go back into the world where they might be treated differently. And there are about 100 people that live in the area now. It's a park. So there are rangers, there are medical staff for this small hospital, there's a little general store and a post office, and also the grave site next to the school for Mother Mary Ann. Now here's my feminist side. I have to say that I was a little angry about the statue that was put over her grave, because here's this beautiful angelic woman who has given of her life to these people, these beautiful people. Sorry guys, they put a male angel over her grave. I thought, what? Okay. Catholicism is a little bit patriarchal. We'll have to forgive them. But it was a really inspiring day, a really inspiring experience to be there at Kalaupapa and to really feel what it must have been like for these people at the time that they lived there. Well, then there was the time for the return. And so we get back on our mules to start back up the mountain. And this time we're told, lean into the saddle. Lean forward going uphill. And I thought, boy, what a metaphor. Because in life, when things are going uphill, when we are struggling, when we're stretching and climbing, the best thing we can do is to lean in, right? To attack it, to look at it, to know that we have all the resources and all that we need in order to move forward. The other thing we were told as well was look up. I forgot to tell you, didn't I? Oh, no, I did say don't look down on the way down. Look up on the way up. And so I thought, here we are on these mules riding up this hill, and I'm thinking about life and how we lean in, we give our energy to whatever that challenge may be, and know that we're always supported, and we're always supported by looking up, right? Spirit. So we rode back up the mountain, back up those 26 switchbacks again. And then I thought about the switchbacks. And I thought, how many times in my life have I had switchbacks? Some of them expected, some of them unexpected. But we all have them. And it's like, I always used to think about the metaphor of sailing. You know, in order to get to where you want to go, sometimes if you're going against the wind, you have to tack. You have to keep going back and forth this way in order to get to your destination. Same idea with switchbacks. We have switchbacks in our lives. Something comes up, changes everything, just like what we're going through right now, Don and I. This is a major switchback. We've had others that we've chosen to take. But when we are going through those experiences of switchbacks, again, it's important to stop and assess, is this the right turn for me, the correct turn for me? And then listen with our ears to hear that message and that metaphor. And to know that Spirit is always in charge. Spirit is always leading the way. And so we are continually guided and guarded and protected and loved by this divine energy that is all around us all the time. Every one of us made it safely back to the barn. And on the way up, a couple of the mules, including my own, got a little bit competitive about the race to the top. And so they went around each other, which was very scary. But thankfully, Twilight only did it once. And I also thought about that. I thought, you know, this is what humans do. We race to the top, we get competitive, and we put other people at risk when we get like that. So it's really better to allow Spirit to just guide us on our way, right? So when they got to the barn, I'm sure they were very happy. They got to eat lots of fresh hay, and we could jump in it. No, I'm kidding. But I also thought how important it is to celebrate that goal, whatever that goal may be, to celebrate it, to jump in the hay, to enjoy the things that we've accomplished in life. So that was my journey. I started to tell you that Father Damien was there for 16 years. He died in 1889, and he died of Hansen's disease. He had contracted it while he was working with the other people. And he wrote a letter to his brother at the end, and he said, some have asked me if this was a sacrifice. He said, I've never seen it that way. I've always seen it as a privilege. And he said, and I am grateful that I am also dying in the same manner as those that I have cared for. So even up to the end, I get God bumps thinking about him. He's just one of the people that, you know, I hold in very high regard, like Gandhi and others, but to give of his life in such an amazing way. There's an Episcopal bishop named John Shelby Spong, who I am very fond of. He likes us. He comes to our conventions sometimes. He's been to Asilomar. He's a great guy. Now he's much older, but he said that Jesus loved wastefully. And I love that term, to love wastefully. And so, of course, did Father Damien and my mother, Marianne. They loved wastefully. We may never do anything close to what Father Damien did, but even the littlest thing we do out of love, especially when it is in that place of loving wastefully and serving others, is such a blessing to the world. So I got a lot out of that trip. I'm very grateful to my friend Pukalani, not Pukalana, that's a different plant. That's a plant. Twilight, and to the opportunity to get to take that ride. Unfortunately, later, a couple of years later, 2018, I think, they closed down that mule ride. The owners of the land raised the lease up to the price where they couldn't afford to keep it any longer, so they're not there anymore. So I'm so grateful that I got that one checked off my bucket list. And I'm so grateful to be here with all of you today. I'm so grateful. And so let's just take a moment to go within. Wherever we are, whatever we may be doing, whatever life brings us, there is always spirit. There is always good. There is always the energy and the power and the grace of love. There is always the energy and the power and the grace of abundant good wherever we are. That as we take our own ride here on this planet, in this life, for every switchback, for every trail, we are always supported, we are always sustained, and everything we need is already there, already at hand. Whatever challenges we may face, we lean into them, and we know that life is truly bringing us blessings, even when they are in disguise. We give thanks for life itself. We give thanks for the blessings of life, for this beautiful community, and all that it is and all that it does for others in so many ways. In this gratefulness, I simply let these words be, releasing them now as the law, and saying, and so it is. Thank you.
Giving thanks for the life as we know it, life as we know it, yeah. When the sun shines upon the mountainside, we're feeling love and we feel it deep inside. Giving thanks for the life as we know it, life as we know it, yeah. And when the moon rises over the ocean, shining her light upon the waves in motion, my mama sees, she's calling out to me. Oh, my mama sees, she's calling out to me. And we're giving thanks for the life as we know it. We're giving thanks 'cause we're living in the flow. Giving thanks for the life as we know it, the life as we know it, yeah. And when the cold wind blows the rain into your living room, and everyone around you is just giving you some attitude, you're feeling so low, you just can't find no gratitude. Well, that's the time when you're gonna find that I will be right here for you. Ooh, life as we know it, yeah. I'm here holding space for you, my friend. My love for you will never end. we're gonna climb this mountain. Yeah, we'll do it all again. 'Cause life's about the journey, and we're living in the destination. And we're giving thanks for the life as we know it. We're giving thanks 'cause we're living in the flow. We're giving thanks for the life as we know it. For the life as we know it, yeah. For the life as we know it, yeah. For the life as we know it, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Jeremy and Amy. And how about another hand for Reverend Dr. Peggy for that inspiring message? Thank you so much. All right, now is our time of giving. So before we start the baskets passing, if we could all join together in our affirmation. I think it's in the program, or you can just go ahead and follow me. So the affirmation for our giving is divine love consecrates my gift. It goes out to heal and prosper and bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly. Thank you. Thank you. So we'll go ahead and have the Malama team pass around the baskets while Jeremy and Amy join us for another song.
I am a light, I am a shining star, I am a gift to the earth from above. I am a light, I am a shining star, I am love. I am a light, I am a shining star, I am a gift to the earth from above. I am a light, I am a shining star, I am love. I am a light, I am a shining star, I am a gift to the earth from above. I am a light, I am a shining star, I am love. I am a light, I am a shining star, I am a gift to the earth from above. I am a light, I am a shining star, I am love. I am love. I am love.
Thank you so much. Thank you all so much for your donations. And I know that these donations are blessed, that they bless us in the giving of them, and they bless others in the receiving of them, and that they will go out to serve the world in loving ways, and that all will be blessed with having them in their lives. And I'm grateful for this opportunity and for these wonderful gifts. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, everyone, so much. Everything in this center runs off of the love and the donations that are exchanged of time and energy and of money. And money is definitely God in action. So thank you so much for all that you do. Do we have the children? All right. At this time, I'd like to introduce Miss Janice and our beautiful youth group with all these amazing children. Welcome. Oh, we got the babies.
Yay! Yeah, we were in the middle of having a great time creating our best life vision boards, but I'll let the kids tell you a little bit about what they're visualizing so far.
So I got a Tesla because you know Teslas are the best. I got some moolah in here.
Abundance.
I got a Nintendo Switch. I got this lamp thing, a watch, a computer, a cat, and some glasses, and a house, a really pretty house, and some more moolah.
You can tell anything you want about what we did so far.
We sang a song.
Okay. Do you want to sing it for everyone?
No.
Okay.
We did a guided meditation.
Cat a cat.
Yay. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right, before they leave, let's go ahead and make sure we give them the affirmation. All right. You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent, and we love you. Thank you, Miss Janice. Thank you for all you do and all of our volunteers who help with our youth group. The babies are amazing. Very beautiful. Awesome. At this time, I would like to introduce our illustrious board member, Charles Woolfork, who will be giving us our announcements.
Hello. Hey. How you guys doing? Such a view. I love this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. How you guys doing today? All right, I got some announcements for you guys. All right, so today from 3 to 6 p.m., we have Lolita's Game Night, and it's for adults only, which Lolita Horny would love, by the way. So we're gonna have a bunch of fun and games here, and bring your desserts. And for all you vegans out there and all you people that are non-gluten, please bring your fruit and all that stuff too. Yeah, but it's for adults only. So with Lolita's Game Night, I don't know what type of games you guys gonna play. Cards Against Humanity. It's none of my business. But just kidding. But today, right here at CSL, 3 to 6 p.m., Lolita's Game Night. And on Friday, we have the young adult group Spiritual Gangsters in action, led by myself and Miss Jamie Prim. Hey, give it up for Jamie Prim today. She killed it, didn't she? Yo! Spiritual Gangsters in action. Everybody from 18 to 35 come through. We're going to have a conversation about spirit. We're going to have a different conversation about spirituality and how we can break some of the dogmas, and how now with all of this information that we're having from Dr. Joe Dispenza and Greg Braden, of course, the OG Dr. Bruce Lipton, we have all of this information now on how we can tune into spirit just like that, and how we can also we also have these different ways that we get in alignment with spirit, whether it be from numerology or astrology, or just us being who we are, and right here at CSL and the quantum physics and everything else. So dude, it's gonna be so fun. Everybody 18 to 35, come through on this Friday at 6 p.m. and please bring a dish, because it's going to be a potluck, all right? Also, we have a little something special here today, too. We have an inspiring evening and a book signing event with the author, the one, the only, Deborah Valentina Impact. She's going to come up here and tell y'all herself. Go ahead.
What an introduction. Wow. So I would love to have each and every one of you join me on Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. And I will be signing my book, Voices of the 21st Century, Conscious, Caring Women Who Make a Difference. It became an international bestseller on 2/22/22. So very auspicious. So I will be reading from my book, and most importantly, we will be in circle, and we will be I will be facilitating a dialogue on creating options in our lives when we're presented with sometimes what we would see as a lose-lose proposition. My belief is there's always a third option or many more options. And so we'll be having a lovely dialogue, and I hope you all join me. Thank you.
Give it up for Deb Valentina. Yes. Everybody come through. Also, on the last Friday of this month, May 27th, we will be having a spiritual cinema where we will be enjoying a movie and some popcorn. That's right here, May 27th, that Friday, 6 p.m. We're going to be enjoying a wonderful movie called The Biggest Little Farm. Once again, The Biggest Little Farm. I hear it's an amazing movie. This last, or just 2 days ago, we had a great movie. If you want to really tune into a great show, the last Fridays here, Rev Rita and Rev Patrick definitely show some good movies. So listen, come through, be pleasantly surprised by another movie at the Spiritual Cinema, May 27th at 6 p.m. And then we have a family game night. That's right, a family game night. It's for everybody. So everybody that comes to Lolita's game night today, you can come back for another one on May 29th. From 3 to 5 p.m. Join Miss Janice for family fun and games, and bring a game and a healthy snack to share, and a friend to play along with as well. And play a little Connect Four, huh? And then you also have your sacred healing circle on May 31st. That's a Tuesday, May 31st at 6:30 p.m. Right here we have the Chamber of Prayer, where we have so much amazing, so much healing energy right here with the practitioners, and we have music as well, and we just have an amazing, outstanding vibration of the frequency of the divine. So please, right here, May 31st, Tuesday. It's a Tuesday, 6:30. Come right here if you guys are ready for a great experience. And also, on May 24th, Desiree Hoover is going to be hosting her first event right here as well. Yeah, yes. It's called Ancient Egypt and the Awakening of 2022. What's up? Oh my gosh. So she went over to Egypt, and she was sponsored by Gaia TV. And for the main event of this all, she went over to the pyramids, and she brought the I Am consciousness inside the Great Pyramid, where Desiree participated in meditation, singing, and channeling in the King's Chamber for 2 hours. Oh my goodness, that sounds phenomenal. Goodness gracious, what an event and what an experience. And she's going to share that with us here at CSL. Tuesday, the 24th at 6 p.m. Come one, come all, and let's check out what she has to bring to us with that. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and shut my yap. And
Flip the page.
oh, and choir tomorrow at 6:20 p.m. That's right, 6:20 p.m. Please come one, come all. Oh, and today, Rap with the Revs right after the service. How could I forget? Rap with the Revs that's when we come together as a community. We sit in a circle and we come together and we talk and we share what we have learned in our journey and the aha moments and the things that really can bring the epiphanies from others into our spirits as well from this community. And it's such an outstanding experience. That's how I really fell in love with CSL right here. It was with Rap with the Revs. So right here after service, we have Rap with the Revs as well, and I'm getting something else. And the Pride Parade. And more about the Pride Parade, Rev D, would you like to tell us more about that, please? Everybody give it up for Rev D. Rev D in the house.
Good morning. Are we having a lot of stuff going on here or what? January 4th, Saturday, is the Kauai. Let's do it in June. Better weather in June, and that's coming up a little sooner, so we can all get together and support our community. Yes, Yes, June 4th. We don't have a time yet for meeting, but we'll let you know. It's Saturday morning in Lahui. We get together at the stadium and then have a parade up to the Civic Center where we celebrate all the diversity of our community for the Gay Pride event in Kauai. So I hope you'll sign up with Angela to help. We're looking for a truck that we can make into a float. If I see some volunteers, see Angela after service, and then we'll have a wonderful booth at the event as well. So come and be with community with us. Mahalo. We don't have a time for meeting yet. Parade starts at 9, but we'll have to be at the stadium earlier. Yes. Thank you.
All right. I got to look at my wardrobe and find my most colorful shirt for that event, for sure. And with that, now I'm going to shut my yap. And with that, we have Jeremy and Amy, the Soul Good family, for another song.
All right. Hey, Jonathan, thanks for the great sound today. Can you please turn our monitor down? I want to hear everybody singing along on this one.
There's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly. Why can't I? Someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney tops. That's where you're gonna find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Oh, why can't I?
And I'm so grateful for all of the love that was shared, for all of the ideas that were exchanged, for everything. The power and presence of Spirit is here. It is now. And I am so grateful to the Malama team, to Sue Buckley and Leslie David, to DJ, who is our lead practitioner intern, to Natalia and Rob Jones back there bringing us out to the world, Jonathan Lee making sure we can be heard, to Jeremy and Amy Brown, our amazing musicians, to Ron Stover, our hospitality team, Charles Wolfwork for those amazing announcements and being our board member on duty, Peggy Jerry and Roseanne Jones in the bookstore, for Emma for the amazing, beautiful flowers, for Janice Firas, our youth director, Angela Phillips, our amazing administrator, and of course the Reverend Dr. Peggy Price for that beautiful, and also to Terry for this beautiful lay. Thank you so much. And thank you to the Revs, Rev Rita, Rev Patrick out there, and everybody for joining us on the live stream. Thank you so much. I am so grateful for this time and for all of this love. And I let it go and I let it be as we say it together. And so it is.
Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind.